So one day I was scrolling on YouTube, just looking back on some of my old videos. And out of one of them, it just really caught my eye and I had to check it out again. And this was the first ever Nuzlocke I've ever done. So basically, I've never played Heart Gold like ever before, and I wanted a new experience with it, so yeah, I was going to Nuzlocke it, even though my Nuzlocke experience was none at the time. But you know, you gotta try something new, once in a while. So I said, why not? Now, I absolutely know nothing about Pokemon Heart Gold during the time, too. Like, I tried not to look anything up. I tried to progress the story in my own way. And, I mean, yeah, I did. At points, I did have to look it up to see what I had to do. Because it did get a little confusing, but that's totally okay. It's just another Pokemon game. Like, who's going to really harsh me? You better not. But with this video that I made, like, a year ago, she's not perfect. She's old. Alright? But she's special in my heart, and I wanted to share that with you. So, sit back, relax, and let's take a look at the first time I've ever completed a Nuzlocke. Hello everyone, and today we're doing a Heart Gold Nuzlocke. Now, if you don't know what a Nuzlocke is, let me explain. So basically, in a Nuzlocke, it kind of makes the Pokemon games harder. If a Pokemon faints, it is dead for the rest of the run. I cannot use it again. I'm only allowed to catch one Pokemon per route, so it's the first ever Pokemon that pops up, and that's the only one I'm allowed to catch. And I have to nickname the Pokemon that we do catch and try to get more attached to them along the run, so of course the deaths hurt more. I'm also going to add the shiny clause. If I ever find a shiny in that route, I will have to replace the Pokemon that I did catch with the shiny, so I can use the shiny in the Nuzlocke. Now, with all that said, let's get started. We walk into Professor Elm's lab to start a Pokemon journey. Now, you might be wondering, whose starter I'm going to choose? The best starter in Johto, Totodile, obviously. Pick up Totodile, and we're set on our journey to start our Pokemon Nuzlocke. We name them Chomps, and we head out Professor Elm's lab to start the run. We head to Cherry Grove to talk to this old man, and he teaches us the basics of the game and also give us some running shoes. But eventually we make it to Mr. Pokemon's house. Mr. Pokemon gives us the mystery egg, and Professor Elm is now calling us to tell us to head all the way back to his lab because I don't know, he's weak and stupid and can't stand up to a 10-year-old boy. Anyways, we run into him and we just leer him and just scratch him down because it's the fastest way to get it done. We run into the lab to talk to the officer, and now we tell the officer the boy's name because we found his ID card. Now, we just name them haters because y'all love to do that. But anyways, we head back to the first route to catch our first Pokemon, Skyscraper the Pidgey. We head over to the next route nearby to catch Pizza Pie the Caterpie. We head over to Sprout Tower to get our next encounter, Reaper the Ghastly, and also to defeat this old man so we can battle Faulkner. But before we fight Faulkner, we catch our next encounter all the way back at the cave, Val the Zubat. We walk into Faulkner's gym, leading with Skyscraper, our Pidgey, and we easily take down his Pidgey. But next was his Pidgeotto, so the plan was to sand attack him, so his accuracy would have been dropped, but his Pidgeotto has the ability Keen Eye, so he can't do that. Then we go with plan B, try to do as much damage with Skyscraper, but he sadly falls to the Pidgeotto. I forgot Faulkner's Pidgeotto had roots, so that made it even more annoying, so we had to switch into Chomps so we can finish up the battle with a few leers and a scratch. We're making our way to Azalea Town, but first we're stopping by Union Cave to get our next encounter. Our next encounter was Coconut the Geodude. Then go to Route 33 to try to catch this annoying Rattata so we can have a Dupe's Claws for later, but no, I accidentally killed it, so no potential Dupe's Claws. Team Rocket's being a nuisance at the Slowpoke well, so we have to go to talk to this old man to help us, I guess, defeat Team Rocket or whatever. It doesn't really matter because as soon as we get in the well, dude hurts his back and we have to now carry the whole entire run or whatever. We defeat all the grunts in the cave, and now we're facing Proton. Proton is one of the main members of Team Rocket, and he leads with his Zubat, which easily goes down by Chomps. He sends in Coughing, and Chomps takes him down pretty easily too. After then, we finished up talking to the old man. Our egg hatches into a Togepi that we named Cookie. After a bit of training, we fight Bugsley. Now, Bugsley is the bug-type specialist of the gyms, and he leads with his Ace Scyther. and I lead with Coconut. So I was going to have Coconut defense curl so I can get his defense up, but it activates the AI to use Leer, so it dropped it, so I just went for Rock Throw, and thankfully it O-code. Now this battle just got a lot easier. Bugsley now sends out his Metapod, which obviously is not going to do nothing, hits us with a tackle, and we take it down with 2 rock throws. But with Kakuna, I do switch Geodude out into Val or Zubat, so the poison damage wouldn't have to like worry if anything would happen with Coconut. And eventually, Kakuna falls, giving us our second gym badge. We try to leave Azalea Town, but a rival is stopping us and wants to have a battle. He leads with his Ghastly while I lead with Coconut. Coconut easily takes him out with a rock throw, and then he sends out his Bayleaf. Now, I swear his Bayleaf was so annoying during this whole fight because it had Synthesis and Reflect, and it took forever, but eventually Val got the KO. Then he sent out his own Zubat, so we switched back into Coconut, which Coconut easily kills with a rock throw. We enter Ilex Forest to help this man catch his Farfetch. After that task, we get given the HM cut. We cut down the tree, but before we leave Ilex Forest, we stop by to talk to this man to give us the TM headbutt. Go to Route 34 to get us a Drowsy that we name Lemonhead. Go all the way back to Azalea Town so we can use headbutt on a tree to get us a Heracross encounter that we name LeBron because he's going to be the GOAT of this run. Chomps finally evolves into Crocodile. Then we enter Goldenrod City to do a few things. One is to stop by the shop and go get a bike. Go to the radio tower so we can do this radio quiz so we can also get Whitney back in her gym. And after a bit of training, we finally are ready to face Whitney. Now, if you don't know this, Whitney is a run killer, so we lead with LeBron because he has Brick Break and can one-shot the Clefairy. Now her Miltank comes out. Her Miltank hits us with a Stomp, but it barely does any damage while we counter with a Brick Break. Then it goes forward and Attract, but LeBron is the GOAT, so he breaks through it and hits it with another Brick Break, giving us the badge. Well, I thought she was going to give us the badge, so we had to walk out a bit to talk to one of her trainers, and then she finally gives us the badge after stop crying a lot, you little baby. After we leave Whitney's gym, we head over to the flower shop so we can get a little squirt bottle. Then we head on up to go in this little hallway area to get our next encounter from this man, which will be Kenya the Spearow. We headed over to National Park to pick up a few items. Then we entered Ecatreek City. But first we do anything in Ecatreek, we had to enter the theater to stop this grunt for harassing the Komodo girl. After the battle, this guy comes up to me and gives the HM Surf, which is very useful. Then we head over to the Burn Tower to find the 3 legendary dogs, also to get Morty back in his gym. And while we're doing this, we run into our rival to have another rival battle. He leads with his Ghastly while I lead with Val, and I easily KO him with Bite. But since I am cursed, I will switch out into LeBron. While he sends out Magnemite, we Brick Break to kill him. He's sending out his Zubat, so I switch into Coconut to easily Rock Throw and kill him. Then I switch to the newest member, Kenya, to easily Air Lace his Bayleaf down. After the battle, Kenya evolves into Fearow. We try to get a better look at the legendary trio, but they all scatter off, so eventually we just leave the Burn Tower. While training up, Val evolves into Golbat. Now we are ready to fight Morty. Morty specializes in ghost types, and he's going to lead up with his Ghastly. His Ghastly mean looks, but Chomps just easily OHKOs him with a Bite. Then he immediately sends out his Ace, Gengar, so we switch into Val so we can whittle him down with a few bites. And after a few bites, it does eventually go down. Then he sends his first Haunter out, so we thought I could switch back into Chomps to easily OHKO him, but no, Chomps gets put to sleep, so we switch back to Val and also whittle him down with a few bites. Then Morty sends out his stronger Haunter, which we just easily kill with Val's bites. And now we have the 4th gym badge. As we leave Ecatreek City, we head over to Route 42 so we can get this TM Strength by this guy. Then we go over to Route 38 to get this Magnemite that we call Leo. We enter Olivon City just to run into our rival after when he leaves the gym, but the gym leader's not there. He tells us that Jasmine's at the light tower and we need to go help her with some medicine problems. But before we head to the lighthouse, Golbat evolves into Crobat, and Geodude evolves into Graveler. So we head up to the light tower just to talk to Jasmine. Jasmine tells us that we need to go get medicine all the way in Cianwood. Now, traveling through Route 40 was the worst, bro. We run into this girl with 2 horsies. We lead with Leo, and Leo thunder waves the first horsey, and then easily takes it down with a spark, or 2 sparks. Then the second one comes out. I was like, okay,
we can do the exact same thing. We hit it with a Thunder Wave, it's paralyzed. We hit it with a Spark, lives on 1 HP. Then I was like, okay, I can go for a Sonic Boom and save a Spark PP. Nope, Sonic Boom misses, and the stupid horsey hits a crit on Leo, which kills Leo ultimately. And which, honestly, I'm really honestly sad about, even though Leo wasn't really a part of this journey as much. Leo's a good Pokemon, or Magnemite's a good Pokemon, and evolves into Magneton, which had good coverage and really was needed for the team, but it's whatever, we'll be fine. We make it to Cianwood. Before we do anything, we see Suicune. Suicune runs off, and I guess Yucine also saw it too, and also wants to have a battle with us. Yucine leads out with his Drowsy, while I lead out with Chomps. Chomps easily two-shots it with Bite. He's going to switch to his Electrode, so we switch into Coconut, so we can tank this Sonic Boom and counter it with a Magnitude, taking the Electrode down. Then he sends out his Haunter, which we swap into Chomps for because we thought we could bite him down, but no, he got put asleep, so we switch into LeBron, so LeBron can Shadow Claw him. LeBron was sent out, he Mean Looks, which was just useless. Then LeBron hits him with one Shadow Claw and the battle's over. Okay, I know I didn't show it, but I did catch Obsidian the Tentacruel on Route 22. Finally, we grab the medicine to take back to Jasmine. Before we walk into the gym, we train up a little bit and get Chomps all the way up to a Feraligatr. Then we head into the gym, ready to face Chuck. Chuck is the fighting type specialist, and he leads with Primate while we lead with Obsidian, our Tentacle. We have Obsidian use Toxic Spite, so when his Poliwrath comes out, it would already be pre-poisoned. His Primate goes for a double team, which doesn't matter because we send out Kenya, which has Aerial Ace, because Aerial Ace never misses. And eventually, his Primate goes down. After that, he sends in his Poliwrath, which is poisoned because of the Toxic Spite, so we send in Val. Val does pretty good chip damage with Wing Attack, and we keep whittling down until we get the crit and win. Then we walk out of the gym to get the HM Fly, go back to the Light Tower to give Jasmine the medicine so Ampharos can feel better, and also put Jasmine back in her gym so we can go fight her. Now Jasmine is the Steel type specialist, so she leads with Magnemite while we lead with Coconut. Coconut easily takes Magnemite down with a Magnitude, but I was worried at first because Magnemite did hit Coconut with the Supersonic. Now she sends out her Steelix, so we switch to Chomps so he can surf him down since Steelix has a terrible special defense, despite Feraligatr not being a special attacker. Now all Jasmine has left is one Magnemite, so we do the exact same thing with Coconut and eventually getting the badge.
We're heading over to the Lake of Rage, but we run into Suicune again? Yucine's not so far behind and also really wants to catch Suicune. On Route 42, we catch Mankey that we named Paige, and we could have had a Flaffy on the team on Route 43, but Heracross killed it. Entering the Lake of Rage, we finally run into the red Gyarados everyone has been talking about. So it's a shiny, and that's why I added the Shining Claws all the way back in the beginning. We switch into Chomps, because I know Chomps won't kill it, so we hit it with a few Ice Fangs, and get it down to the yellow, and finally throw an Ultra Ball to fully capture him. We also named him Licorice. We're trying to head back to Mahogany Town, but we run into Lance, the champion of the region. He's talking about how Team Rocket is over here and messing up a lot of things and have the secret hideout in Mahogany Town, and he wants us to help him stop him. But first, we head over to Mr. Pokemon's house so we can get the XP share for the red scale Gyarados gave us. After he gives us the XP share, now we are ready to fight Team Rocket. We enter the suspicious shop and we just see Lance. Oh my god, Lance just killed one of the guys in there and just bust through the hidden underground departure? As we're going through taking down grunt after grunt of Team Rockets, we're finally told that we need to find 2 passwords to get through these doors. We get the 2 passwords and we walk in and we see Giovanni. No, it's just Petrol. We take Petra down pretty easily with a few rock throws from Coconut and a brick break from LeBron. After the battle, he tells us that the last password is a voice activated that only he can say, and the Murkrow is mocking him, so we follow the Murkrow all the way back up to the doors so he can open up the door. Then we run to Ariana, and Drake is also here, so we have a double battle. Can I just say that a ground and flying type is so overpowered in double battle? Because the ground can't hit flying, so you can just always use ground moves, and we just easily take them out. We help Drake defeat all these Electrodes, and actually this is also an encounter, so we catch one of them named Sparky. After that, he gives us the TM Whirlpool. Now we're off to fight Price.
But can I just say, oh my gosh, bro, he has the most annoyingest gym puzzle I've ever had to deal with. I hate ice mechanics so much, bro. I'm telling you, this at least took me 20 to 30 minutes just to get to Price. And it wasn't even worth it, bro. I'll just let you watch the fight. Now, Price is an ice type specialist, and he leads with Seal, which isn't even an ice type, by the way. It's just pure water until it evolves. Anyways, we lead with Sparky, so we can easily take it out with a few sparks, as I thought, but no. This battle took forever. Seal just kept going for Icy Wind, and eventually it finally sets up Hail for Piloswine to come in after when it falls. Piloswine comes in, so I thought I was going to use Mud Bomb, but no, it goes for Blizzard, so Licorice has to tank 2 Blizzards and misses a Dragon Rage, so Chomps has to come in. Now, Chomps is a pure water type, so he resists Ice type, so I thought he'd be fine, but he gets a crit Mud Bomb, killing our starter. LeBron comes in, finally Brick Breaks the Piloswine and finally kills, and after a few more Brick Breaks against the Dewgong, it falls. But this loss hurt, because we just lost our starter. We enter Goldenrod City, but as soon as we walk in, a grunt notices that we're not a part of Team Rocket, so we have to go find a disguise. We go to the underground way to find this other grunt, and he thinks we're trying to become a new member of Team Rocket, so he gets us a rocket outfit. We head back over to talk to that grunt that would let us through, but our rival's so stupid that blew our cover. So now we have to fight this grunt and take him down pretty easily. Okay, so, I know no one died in this battle, but Sparky literally almost dies because I put him in rollout in this Rattata new Sucker Punch. So Sucker Punch always goes first with attacking move. And then it got put on 11 HP. And then I tried to switch out and it used Pursuit. So I got so lucky and it left on 1 HP. I just wanted y'all to see that. Despite Sparky almost getting killed with the Rattata, Sparky gets killed with a stupid coughing with self-destruct. I swear coughing always ruins my Pokemon every single time. I don't know why, because it's self-destruct. I hate coughing. We finally get to the very top floor, and we walk in ready to kick Petrel's ass, bro. Because I don't know why I didn't heal before this battle. I guess I wanted to lose another Pokemon, but we're walking here with 5 other Pokemon, bro. Like, let's just get this battle over with. I don't know why, but Petrel's whole team is 4 or 5 coughings and 1 wheezing. And they all use sludge. Like, they just repeat sludge. So, this battle is not even worth watching. It's just, we easily kill them all. We beat Petrel, we get the basement key, and now we're heading up to Bill's house so we can get this Eevee. Because I've done lost my both electric Pokemon. So, I have to pick up something else. So, I'm going to turn this Eevee into a Jolteon. But where we got to go is all the way this like battle rep arena thing. I kind of forgot what it's called, but you need battle points. So after we get enough battle points, we can get a Thunderstone and we'll be able to evolve Eevee. We give Eevee the Thunderstone to evolve into Jolteon.
Then we enter the basement to try to defeat Team Rocket, but our rival stops us. Our rival led with Golbat, so I switch into Coconut, which, oh my god, this is the most annoyingest Golbat ever, bro. He brings Coconut to half after a Rock Throw doesn't do much to kill it, so I switch Coconut into Val, thinking Val could easily get it killed, so we use a Wing Attack, and it does fall. Then our rival is ready to send out Magnemite, so we send back out Coconut to take a Sonic Boom and kill it off with a Magnitude. Rival sends out Sneasel, so we switch into Warhead just to get some XP, then switch into LeBron to kill it with a 4 times effective Brick Break. Next is Meganium, so we switch into Val so we can kill it with a few Wing Attack. Now, a rival is about to send in Haunter, which I thought it was a good idea to send in Licorice because Licorice has Bite. It could easily take him down in a few hits. This man hits me with a Shadow Ball and brings me like 2/3 of my health all the way down. I try to heal. It does about almost like a little bit above half, so I swap into Val. And it also does almost kill Val. So we swap into LeBron to tank it. And then thankfully tank another one on 5 HP to Shadow Claw Haunter down and win the fight. I think that's the first time a rival has actually been difficult. We got the keycard so we can put the keycard stuff in so we can continue it and run into Proton again. Proton leads with Golbat while I lead the Warhead to get more XP to train him up, so we also switch into Coconut eventually. Coconut gets hit with a Confuse Ray and keeps hurting himself to bring him down to half, so we had to switch into Licorice. Licorice is now chipping down Golbat with some Surfs, but he also got hit with a Confuse Ray, so after we break through Confusion, we hit it with the Ice Fang and it falls down. Then Proton sends in Wheezing while we swap back into Licorice. Licorice gets hurt, so we have to swap into Val to tank over the poison moves and eventually chip Wheezing down with a few wing attacks. Next up was Ariana, and she leads with her Arbok.
We led with Coconut, but Coconut doesn't get the kill because it was a too weak of a magnitude, so we just knock it off with Rock Throw. Then she sends in her Vileplume, which we swap into Val, so we can chip it down with 2 wing attacks, and then Vileplume falls. After that, she is using her last Pokemon Murkrow, so we switch into Licorice to chip it down with a few Ice Fangs. We head up the elevator and prepare ourselves for this final boss, Archer. Archer is our last executive, and he leads with Houndour. Houndoom falls after 1 Surf from Licorice, and now he's going to sit on his ace, Houndoom. Now, his Houndoom hit us with a stab move, Dark type Crunch, so we have to Hyper Potion and heal up Licorice so we can easily take him out with another Surf after, but he almost kills us, like trying to do that too. But then he sold and used Feint Attack, so then we actually get the kill. Now he's into his final Pokemon Coughing, so I switch out so I don't have to worry about Explosion or anything, and we switch into Val to also tank the Poison type moves, and after some Wing Attacks, his Coughing falls, and we have destroyed and defeated Team Rocket once and for all. Then the old man gives us the Rainbow Wing, and after all of that, Lemonhead finally evolves into Hypno.
We headed over to the Icy Path to find our next encounter, Jinx.
Great! We catch her and give her a pretty funny nickname you'll see later on.
After all those Icy Path puzzles and all that stuff in the cave, we finally head over to Blackthorn City.
We catch a Fanphy on Route 45 that I named Ellie, and ultimately making the decision to bench Coconut the Graveler. Now we switch up the team a bit, take a deep breath, and head into Claire's gym.
Now, Claire specializes in dragon types, which is very scary because I really have no coverage for this. Claire does lead with a Gyarados, so I thought it would be a good idea to lead with Jolteon, but I forgot to switch it for Jinx, so I do have to switch into Jolteon soon as the battle starts. Oh yeah, by the way, that was the Jinx's name. If it's short for if you know, you know. After switching in Warhead, Warhead tanks a Bite, which is not too much damage, so we counter with a Thundershock, OHKOing the Gyarados. Claire then is about to switch into our first Dragonair, so we bring back Warhead and send out Pross, because Pross is also an Ice type, so it's easy to easily counter Dragon. Pross is somehow faster, so we use a Powder Snow to bring it a little bit over half damage dealt, while her Dragonair counters us with a Thunder Wave, now making us slower than Dragonair, so we will have to take damage next turn. Dragonair hits us with an Aqua Tail, doing about a third with our HP, but then we easily kill it with a Powder Snow. Now Claire was about to send her next Dragonair in, but I didn't know if I really wanted to switch Pross out, but ultimately I made up the decision to send out, or to keep Pross in, so if she died, and it would have been another fodder, because I didn't plan on using her for the Elite Four anyways. But what I didn't know is that her Dragonair had Fire Blast, which I didn't know. I was slower because of the paralysis, so I didn't know I wasn't going to get much damage off, but I would try. And then he just kills me with a Fire Blast. So, see ya, Pross. Thank you for doing your job. We sent out Licorice because we gave it the Never Melt Ice to also boost Ice type attacks and hit it with an Ice Fang. It didn't OHKO, but it did leave her frozen, so eventually after a few turns later, we kill it with another Ice Fang. Now here comes the scary part, her Kingdra. Her Kingdra is faster, so it hits us with a Dragon Pulse, but we counter with the Ice Fang. So I'm guessing I'm not smart because I thought it was weak to ice, but it wasn't, so it hits us with another Dragon Pulse and gets a critical hit. Okay, so I know what you're thinking.
Oh my gosh, this guy's like the worst Nuzlocke ever. How are you gonna lose your starter Pokemon and your stupid shiny, the free shiny that you got in the run? Don't ever do Nuzlocke again, you're so trash.
And, oh yeah, well, shut up, bro. Like, I know it's my fault. I've tried to play around the crit, and it didn't work out, okay? I honestly could have for Alligator and Shawnee Gyarados still in my party and in my team, but it's whatever. We'll continue the run. I honestly thought of resetting this whole entire thing and just restarting this whole video and temps, but no, I didn't. So you're welcome, and I made this 10 times harder on me, so shut up. Now, with our last option, we send in Warhead to have a Thundershock, Hydro Pump, Hyper Beam, and Dragon Pulse battle, because that's literally all that happened. But thankfully, she did not get another crit, and we win the battle. But she doesn't want to give us her badge, so great, another Whitney problem.
We enter the Dragon's Den, so I can complain to this old guy that Claire didn't give me the gym badge. Eventually, after I do his little question quiz thing, I get the gym badge because Claire was upset that I passed. It really wasn't that hard for real. As we head out, she also gives us the TM for Dragon Pulse, her signature move. Soon as we head out, we have a call from Professor Elm that he's calling us to tell us to head to his lab because he has something for us. Lyra is ecstatic that she found out we have 8 gym badges. We fly over and we obtain the Master Ball. Yeah, this is definitely getting put into some good use. Now we fly over to Eckercheek City, oh god, our freaking rival stops us because he defeated the Komodo girls, yada yada yada, who cares. Anyways, we enter the Komodo's Theater Center and prepare to fight each and every one of them, because how this works is we will fight all 5 of them in one go, no healing, no nothing. So here we go. But honestly, there's really nothing I need to talk about. Nothing really happened. Well, I guess something did happen with the Espeon and Vaporeon fight. I'll just let you watch. Okay, so Heracross is bad for this. Who should we switch it to? Val has, oh my god, wait, no, Val's a poison type. Oh, yeah, Val's dead. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. Okay, so Warhead's faster. I think a Shadow Ball kills here. If a Shadow Ball... No way. No way. There's no way! So yeah, to save you guys all from the screaming and yelling that I actually did in the recording, I lost 2 of my best Pokemon once again. But after all of that, we head up the bell tower to encounter Ho-Oh. Now, normally, I'll be like, why would I use a legendary? I'd have enough team members. I don't need a legendary. It's kind of cheating, so why would I use it? But I've lost so much good members during this whole run. By the way, it's my first time ever playing Heart Gold, so I'm just learning as we go along. So yeah, I threw the Master Ball at this thing, and I'm using Ho-Oh, and I name it Comeback because it will be the comeback of this run. And if I lose Ho-Oh, you can scream at me in the comments. I do not care. It also came with this thing on it called Sacred Ash. I don't really know. Oh yeah, Ellie evolved, by the way. I don't know why I forgot to say that, but she did. So, yay, I guess. It doesn't make me feel better at all. I'm desperate for encounters, so I go to Mount Mortar to defeat the Karate King to get a Tyrogue. I also pick up the Dratini that the Master wanted us to pick up after when we defeated Claire. I trained both of them up, and we now have a Hitmonchan and a Dragonair. We make our way through Victory Road and prepare to fight our rival one last time. Our rival leads with Sneasel, so we lead with Zucchini the Dragonair. Dragonair has a weakness, so we switch to Mike Tyson, which takes the resisted Fend attack and kills it with a quad-effective Sky Uppercut. He sends out Kadabra next, so we switch into Comeback and easily take it out with the Fly, despite the Reflect being set up. Magneton's up next, so we send out Ellie. It hits us with a Magnet Bomb, but it doesn't do too much of our HP, so we hit her with an Earthquake, but doesn't get the kill. So our rival switches out Magneton for their Meganium, while we switch out Ellie for Comeback the Ho-Oh to easily take it out with a Sacred Fire. Magneton comes back out, so we send Ellie back out to get the kill with Earthquake. Now our rival's only down to 2 Pokemon, his Haunter and Golbat. Haunter's up next, so we switch back into Comeback to kill it with the Accessory. After Thunder and Extreme Speed, we defeat our rival for the very last time and ready to enter the Elite Four. I forgot to mention this, but at Tojo Falls we caught a Slowpoke, and I did evolve him all the way up to a Slowbro that I will be using during the Elite Four battle. In these final fights, I'm going to bring Zucchini the Dragonair, Obsidian the Tentacruel, Lax the Slowbro, Ellie the Dawn Fan,
Mike Tyson, the Hitmonchan, and Comeback, the Ho-Oh. The first Elite Four member is Will, and he specializes in psychic types. Now, if you look at my team really can't handle psychic types. So he was a really scary battle to go against, but we lead with Zucchini and hope for the best. Zucchini has Thunder, so I thought it was just the best way to go, and Thunder misses, despite even having a wide lens on it. Xatu eventually will just U-turn out immediately and sends out Jinx, so that means I will have to switch out in fear of it using an Ice-type move, which, surprisingly, it doesn't. Does it not? Whatever. Anyways, we send out Comeback because he's probably my best option for this Jinx and kill it with a Sacred Fire. Next up is Slowbro, so we switch it to Mike Tyson. Yes, I know Mike Tyson is weak to Psychic because fighting is weak to Psychic Pokemon, but he had Thunder Punch. So we used Thunder Punch, and I thought it could honestly get the kill here, but it doesn't. It only does half. But knowing it's a 2-hit KO, I think I'm fine. Because especially just using Amnesia, it just pushes up special defense. I could use another Thunder Punch and easily take it out. But it's a low roll Thunder Punch, and it doesn't do enough. Thinking Mike Tyson was time to go, but it's not. He just goes for Curse. Wow. This Slowbro is trying to set up on me, and he's trying to wipe my whole team already. And now I just put Will in heal range, so he's going to use a full restore to get him all the way back up. I stay in with Mike Tyson to get one more Thunder Punch in for chip damage, but honestly, it's not worth it. So we switch Mike Tyson out, and we switch him for Zucchini or the Dragonair. Now, previously, Dragonair missed both Thunders, so now we're hoping I can land at least these two to kill Slowbro. We do, and Slowbro goes down, sending out his Xatu from earlier. We swap back into Mike Tyson, thinking a Thunder Punch could kill here, but it doesn't. Wow. Xatu retaliates with a Psychic, almost killing Mike Tyson, but since we are faster, we use another Thunder Punch to kill Xatu. He sends out his stronger Xatu, aka his Ace, while we switch back to Zucchini. Zucchini's going to kill it immediately with a Thunder. Thankfully, we landed it, almost dying in the process, by the way. Last but certainly not least, his Executor comes out, and after sending out Comeback and using a few flaws, Will is defeated. Off to Koga. Koga's up next, and he leads with Ariados. I wasn't really worried about this battle at all, for real, and we led with Ellie, one of the easier Elite Four members that we're going to face. Ellie leads off with the Earthquake, which I'm surprised it didn't kill, but it's fine. Then Ariados retaliates with a Giga Drain, but another Earthquake guarantees a kill. Next up was Fortress, so we sent in Ho-Oh to get an easy Oko with a Sacred Fire. Next up was Muck, so we sent Ellie back into the action and Oko'd it with an Earthquake. Next up was Venomoth, and it hits us with a Toxic. Not sure if I could hit Venomoth with Earthquake, so I would roll out and almost lost Ellie to a Venomoth. I know it's kind of sad, but the second rollout does connect and we kill Venomoth. Last up was his Ace, Crobat, and after 2 accessories, Crobat does fall. Bruno is the fighting type specialist of the Elite Four, and he leads with Hitmontop while I lead with Lax, or Slowbro. Hitmontop goes for Dig while I try to damage it with Zen Headbutt, but of course I miss, so I switch Lax out for Comeback the Ho-Oh, so the Dig does no damage. Since I'm faster, we tell Comeback to use Fly, so Hitmontop also misses his counter. Then we hit it with the Fly, killing Hitmontop. Next up was Onyx, so I sent in Obsidian to set up Toxic Spite so we can get the rest of his team are just toxic, and as soon as they enter the battle, then we kill Onyx with a Surf. Next up was Hitmonchan, so we sent back out Comeback to easily kill it with another Fly. He sends out his Ace, Machamp, and I did not know it had Rock Slide, so I still had Ho-Oh be out on the battlefield and use Fly. Little to my knowing, since I didn't know he had Rock Slide, he uses it and kills Ho-Oh. My first thought wasn't, what am I going to do without Ho-Oh? My first thought was how cooked I am from y'all, because I did say if I ever lose Ho-Oh, y'all can just roast me or whatever, bro, and he's dead.
I sent out Lax to try to kill it with a Zen Headbutt, but it doesn't get the kill, so I'll have to do another one while I take easy chip damage from Rock Slide. The last Pokemon he has is Hitmonlee, so we stay in. He's faster, so he goes for Focus Energy, boosting crits, while I'll just use Slack Off to get all my health back. Hitmonlee goes for a High Jump Kick, doing pitiful damage because I resist it, and Lax uses Zen Headbutt to get the kill. Also, making sure we defeat Bruno and off to Karen.
The final member of the Elite Four is Karen, and she specializes in dark types, which is another scary battle because I really have nothing to counter her team. She leads with Umbreon, while I lead with Obsidian the Tentacruel. I set up Toxic Spites while she's already starting to set up for Evasion with Double Team. Now, Double Team is one of the most annoyingest moves I swear I've ever had to deal with, and she loves to use Double Team for Umbreon. After a few surfs, it brought her into heal range, so she used a full restore, and then goes back to setting up double teams. Obsidian gets too low, so I switch into Ellie, but ultimately switching into Mike Tyson after not being able to do nothing with +6 evasion. Mike Tyson somehow got a sky uppercut in, but it wasn't enough to kill. But after a long time switching back and forth between Ellie and Mike Tyson, because I kept getting confused, Ellie finally got off a move which is Strength, but it's left on 1 HP. After being fed up with it all, I eventually send out Zucchini because Zucchini's the only Pokemon left that I have for a full health bar, besides from Lax, but Lax is super weak to Dark. And somehow Zucchini gets off an Aqua Tail, finishing the Umbreon. Gengar's up next, and after 2 Dragon Rushes, it goes down. Next up is our ace, Houndoom. After I seen it being faster and set up a nasty plot, I knew Zucchini had to die. So Zucchini takes a Dark Pulse to the face and is dead. Mike Tyson's up next, but Houndoom is just too fast, and only with one setup move, he takes out Mike Tyson with a flamethrower. Eventually, I send out Lax, but I knew he was going to die. Since the poison has racked up over time because of the Toxic Spites from the beginning of the battle, Houndoom falls. Even though she's hurt, I send in Ellie, while Karen sends in Vileplume. I knew if Ellie didn't kill here, she would go down, but we send off an Earthquake, hoping it will kill Vileplume, but sadly, it didn't. Vileplume sets up a Petal Dance, knocking out Ellie. Now just having one more Pokemon, we send out Obsidian to try to kill it with a Poison Jab, which it does because of a crit. Last up is Karen's Murkrow, but after 2 serves, Murkrow falls.
Wait, what's this? It's the Sacred Ash. Could this be the revival of the run? With that being said, we use the Sacred Ash to revive every single one of our dead teammates to come back to life one last time, and hopefully we can defeat Drake. Now, I knew this was going to be a really hard fight, but I knew I had to give it my all for the last one. We step up to Drake, demanding for this last battle to become champion. Drake is a specialist in dragon types, and he's going to lead out with Gyarados. I thought it was a good idea to lead with Tentacruel so I could also get Toxic Spites up, but honestly, his whole team is flying as well, so it just was a bad idea in general. Sadly, I didn't realize my mistake until after the battle, but we still set up Toxic Spites, technically also being a bad choice, but it's okay. Gyarados hits us with a Waterfall, not doing too much damage. Eventually switching into Mike Tyson to get a Thunder Punch off, but a Waterfall is just too strong, and it brings me a little bit above half. Honestly, playing around the crit, hoping he doesn't get it, so I stay in. Hits me with another Waterfall. I live on 4 HP due to a low roll for a Waterfall, and we get a Thunder Punch off, also killing the Gyarados. Charizard was up next, so we swapped back into Obsidian to kill it with a Surf. Then came one of his 3 Dragonites. So I thought it was a good idea to swap in Zucchini because I really don't have anyone else to even try to attempt at this guy. But Zucchini is just too weak and too slow and gets O-code by a Dragon Rush. Now in panic, we send out our legendary Ho-Oh to hopefully do some damage. And I try to get the sun up, but he's too quick and hits me with a T-Wave. Confused on what to do, we swap into Ellie, hopefully going for a T-Wave or a Thunder, but no, we went for Dragon Rush, bringing Ellie a little bit below half.
After his Dragonite hit me with another Dragon Rush and missing a rollout, I knew Ellie had to die. Trying to save her life, I use a full restore, but a few more Dragon Rushes and I'm back in the same position as I was before. I get at least one rollout in before I let Ellie truly die. Really having no greater options, we send Lax the slow bro, but he immediately gets OHKO'd by a Thunder. Now thinking Ho-Oh is a good idea, we send him back out, and he hits me with another T-Wave. Despite the Thunder Wave being hit, I still try to go for a fly, and it connected, and it does pretty good damage, so if I know I can get consistent flies off, we're honestly fine. Dragonite hits us with a Hyper Beam, doing pretty good damage, but I'm fully paralyzed and I can't do anything. Dragonite needs to recharge, and I take this opportunity to go for a fly and actually get it off again while Dragonite misses another Hyper Beam. His Dragonite goes down. We could actually might do this. Aerodactyl's up next, so I swap into Obsidian. He hits us with a hard Thunder Fang, and seeing how much damage it has dealt, I know Obsidian can't take another one, so we try to kill it with Surf, but it's just too little, and eventually Obsidian just goes down. Comeback is sent back out, hopefully being able to take out this Aerodactyl, but a quad effective Rock Slide. It just kills Ho-Oh, like how the Machamp did, and it goes down. Only having Mike Tyson left on 5 HP, I knew he was going down. Aerodactyl finally takes out my last Pokemon, and we see the white screen, the blacked out screen. The run is now officially over. Now, if I changed up my team a bit, maybe it would have been a better situation. Maybe if I didn't lose so much members and throughout the journey, I don't know.
So yeah, that was my first ever Nuzlocke. And yeah, it's pretty bad. I can't lie, there's so much misplays that has happened. I literally cheated at the champion battle. I wasn't even supposed to be there. I lost to the last Elite Four member, and I used the Sacred Hash to revive my whole team just to see if I could have won, and obviously I didn't. But it's okay. It was my first ever Nuzlocke, and I'm not mad about it, but you can harsh me in the comments. I don't really care. But if you hadn't made it this far into the video, please consider subscribing, because 96 of you guys that watch my videos aren't subscribed. Whoa. Okay. But for real, if you really did make it this far and you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing. It helps out a lot, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.